Good morning everyone, welcome back to the Hearthstone Arena. My name is Rooster and we are 3-0 with this Mage deck here. It has been quite exciting so far. There were definitely some exciting games, so if you haven't watched the first part, I would highly recommend you do. There were some really interesting ones. I'm not gonna spoil any of them for those of you that haven't. Why are you still listening? Go back and watch them right now. Anyway, let's see how far we can take this one. I've got some high expectations. The deck has been performing rather well against some pretty amazing opponents so far. Or at least some pretty amazing opponent decks. That's not entirely the same thing, of course. A Warlock, so let's prepare for aggression, most of all. I like me some 2-drops. This might be a bit much, though. Do we throw the Weblord away? Or the Sun Fury Protector, which might also be decent later. I'm kind of afraid of screwing with our own curve, but coining out the Weblord might be a decent plan, depending on what our opponent plays here, of course. I think I'll throw away the Sun Fury, just because it's a little bit better later, and I would like to get a decent 3. Which it looks like we do have, so that's rather good. Do we coin out the Weblord, or do we keep with the Snow Chugger for now? I don't know. I kind of like the idea of screwing with our opponent's curve. And it still trades in the long run, so I guess it's okay. We might take a little bit of damage here. But if he doesn't trade, I at least get to ping. And if he does... Oh, there's no way he's trading here. But that's okay. That is entirely okay with me. I don't think I'll even give him the opportunity to trade. If he trades in here, then I think I'm okay with that. And Snow Chugger... Do I want to waste the Snow Chugger or the Sorcerer's Apprentice? I think I'll go for the Chugger. The Apprentice might have some benefit later. And I think we're just going face here. This could be dangerous. But, if he's forced to... Oh, that's a good card, though. Wow. That is quite the aggressive curve he's got going on here. Let me think. Let me think about this. We can Forgotten Torch. Alternatively, the Argent Horse Rider into the Flame Imp is rather good. And we could also... Oh, we can actually... We can trade both of them into the Gilblin and the Horse Rider into the Flame Imp. And we're still facing the Dancing Swords, but I think we can take a little bit of damage to do exactly that. That seems fine to me. It's a little bit of an awkward trade, but we can do a lot of things with the Forgotten Torch and the Sorcerer's Apprentice next turn. That seems like a sweet turn. He's mightily aggressive though. Okay, well, Sorcerer's Apprentice and Ping is still an acceptable turn, I think. Although we are running rather low on health right now, but that's kind of okay. I kind of have to ping here, which is a little unfortunate, but the Forgotten Torch might recoup some of that lost tempo next turn. And Flame Strike is going to be quite relevant, I think. Let's see how we do here. That is quite the aggressive deck he's got going on there. Let's see what 1-mana card he selects. He might even Soulfire this, actually. Quite the aggressive curve, indeed. I'm a little worried. But at least the Torch is going to be quite good, I think. That's going to be our best option, isn't it? Yeah. So this is always the thing that happens, and then... Well, if he doesn't clear the Apprentice, we can Flame Strike next turn. So I think I'll take this trade. Just play it a little greedy here. He kind of has to clear that, otherwise I'm getting to Flame Strike next turn. And the other trades I have on the board are not terrible either. So yeah, quite the aggressive opponent here, but I think we can kind of deal with it. Kind of, maybe. A little worried still. I'll be honest, I am a little worried still. But taunting up later is going to be decent, I think. The Rubian will provide with a decent amount of tempo, at least. We don't have to ping, but I do kind of feel pressured enough that I'm likely to take that. We could Water Elemental and ping, how's that? I kind of like it. I'm taking another 8. No, not another 8. Guess. So question here is, do we... I think we can take the greedy approach here. Sure, let's see what else he got. We're taking 1 extra damage, but Flame Strike should be nice next turn. Does he have another Hellfire? That seems kinda... That seems really strange in a deck like that. He might have a lot of burn to finish us off or something, because he's tapping like crazy. Okay, I think... let's first see what we get here. I think that's always getting played. That's not a bad card. So that's Flood here. He has already played 2 Hellfires. And if we can provide a decent enough board against whatever he's throwing at us, I think we will have a decent chance here. It's a poor board against Hellfire, but he can't possibly have 3 Hellfires in such an aggressive deck. That is entirely okay, I think. Unless he kills me right now, of course, but... Wow! Are you kidding me? Is that a second Soulfire? No, it's not. Okay. I was a little worried there. I still am a little worried, I'll admit. But this is what we have to do. We might be dead next turn. But if we're not, then he is.
I got this.
Are we overcommitting? We are definitely overcommitting. If he has another Hellfire, then he's dead. Yes. That's okay. If he Shadow Flames a 4-drop... what does he... Oh my gosh. What is that deck?
I greet you.
Well, you deserve this one. You deserve this one. But if I took 1 less damage... If I just took 1 less damage there... I guess it was the trade against the Puddle Stomper that killed it for me. No, he traded the Puddle Stomper into the Water Elemental. That might have made a difference still, though. Wow, that was quite the aggressive curve, and a couple of unexpected cards. Yeah. So what have we learned from that game? Against the Warlock, do not take any unnecessary damage. But don't play too carefully either. I do think we played that mostly correctly by playing minions into the board. And
you asked for it.
Yes, because that is, well, maybe we're placing too much value into this Weblord. I do think we need a better 2 than the Weblord, especially when we're going first. I would rather have a decent 3 than just a Weblord on 2, I think. Yeah. That is a reasonable assumption, I think. Let's see what we can do here. And plus we want to mulligan a lot of cards that aren't Nerubar, that aren't... What's that card? The Prophet. Prophet thing, yeah. Perhaps against a rogue you do not want to run out your early minions willy-nilly. That's also a consideration, because they can really grab some tempo with Deadly Poison and the like. And we don't have a great follow-up, but at least we have something on the board that's threatening her. So I guess that's okay. We don't have anything to play next turn either if she kills this. Pretty much hoping she just plays a huge thing right now. Really bad start. I don't have to tell you that, I think. Oh, well, that qualifies as a pretty huge thing. I don't mind flame lancing that, to be honest. Sure, I'll take it. Yeah. I mean, even if I had something else to play, I don't think that's entirely wrong. I could have polymorphed it, but that's not necessarily better. That is not necessarily better. I'll take this trade if I didn't have a bomb lobber in hand. Do I have anything to play if I trade? Not really. Well, bomb lobber it is. We're getting some great value out of this Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's pretty neat. Already dealt 9 damage to face. And reduced the cost of Flame Lance by 1. So that's pretty sweet. And the Nerubian Prophets are approaching playability next turn. Which is also not to be neglected. What is her plan with the stealth there? I'll admit I am a little curious. Is there going to be... No. I can't imagine... Perhaps a Fan of Knives or something. So we want to go big before we go wide, I think. This is both big and wide, but I suppose it'll do. Not exactly the card you would want, but sure, I'll draw some cards eventually. So, what's your plan with the ogre here? Shadow Strike that one? Okay. Well, Spellpower didn't really matter for that. Okay. Well, that's a decent comeback. Let's see. We can at the very least draw a card here, and probably Hero Power. Hero Powering the ogre seems good. Drawing an extra card with the Acolyte seems good, and that means I guess we're trading into the 2/2. That's okay because we have two minions with 1 health on the field, and that means we have 5 mana left over to, I guess... We could play both of the Prophets, or we can just play the 2 mana one and then play the Spellslinger along with it. I think that's okay.
Dead or alive.
Let's see what we get first. Portal's not awful, but I think I'll take a 2 mana Prophets for now. Sure. I am reasonably okay with these trades. If she has a Fan of Knives, then that's still fine. Yeah. And getting 2 cards from an Acolyte in the arena is actually pretty sweet, especially if you didn't even pay for the Acolyte in question. So that's nice. That thing not having charge makes it a rather poor trade against most minions on the board. And we've got some pretty great tempo coming up still. I'll say that deck looks pretty nice so far. I will say that. But I think this is a polymorph turn, isn't it? Is that getting polymorphed? Do I have a better answer to that than polymorph? I guess I could unstable portal. What happens if I polymorph? Then I am likely to trade the 1/1 in.
What to do?
And Prophet and unstable portal likely. So that's okay. Not exceptional, but it provides some tempo, so that's okay. Let's go with the polymorph still. I'll go with the polymorph still. And I would like to play a Prophet before... Actually, I don't need to play the Prophet. I like having a 1/1 on the field. It forces her to use the dagger. This is enough tempo for now. Still sets up lethal. She pretty much needs to have an answer to this anyway, so... Yeah, that's okay. And doesn't seem like she has an answer, so that's game, I guess. I still have plenty of cards left. That was a pretty good curve.
Well played.
That was a pretty good curve, I'll say. And the flame lines against the Twilight Drake really carried that game. Go Sorcerer's Apprentice. All right. But you can immediately see the difference between the 3-0 deck and the 3-1 deck. That is rather remarkable. It's probably observer bias because the sample size is way too low to really be drawing those kind of conclusions, but I do think the difference is striking.
You asked for it.
These cards all have to go. I don't think keeping even Water Elemental is... well, that's a hand. Let's hope our opponent doesn't have too great a curve, because this is not going to do it for us. Well, there are some speed cards, but if I have to fireball a 3-drop, then I'll feel pretty terrible about myself.
Well met.
Okay, what do we have? Well, if he hero powers to save that, I think I'm okay with it. Let's go for it. If he hero powers now, I think I'll Forgotten Torch that thing. I still have a fireball for the turn after. That means I have to fireball a 3-drop though. But yeah, sure, I'll torch that. That's okay with me. It forced him to do nothing for a turn, so I guess that's okay. And if he did play a thing, then I got rid of his 2-drop by just taking 3 damage. That's fine. Still not an exciting start, by whatever metric you're judging it, but do I? Getting something on the board is going to be better, and I'm... can I be that greedy with my fireballs? I think I can. I think I can be that greedy with my fireballs. We've got some great value here in hand. We just need to have the time to use it. Let's see what we have. Oh, that's pretty bad. So maybe I should have fireballed that. That could have been a wrong decision. Oh my gosh. I'm going wide again. I'm gonna need a Flame Strike sooner rather than later. This is not a terrible card to draw though. We can clear the small stuff and then get a Bomb Lover to do some work. Kind of important to get rid of this thing here. As well as that one, sure. Sure, I'll take it. We are incredibly slow right now, so we better leverage what we have. Better play all our slow cards in a fast way. I've heard that from someone before. I don't remember. If you're not hitting that, that's incredibly greedy, sir. Yes, I would agree. I would agree. Still, this Bomb Lobber is going to be pretty decent, if not ideal, but even if it clears the 2-2, I'm not entirely unhappy with that. Yeah, and it's going to be the way it is. Can't really do too much about it. Would have preferred one of the other targets. I'll be honest here. So would the game have been much different if I fireballed the 4-3 instead of what did I do? What did I do instead of fireballing that? I don't remember. I'll fireball that for sure though. I will fireball that. That's a 2-2 on the board. I will Flame Strike that too. Sure as hell. Taking a lot of damage. It's a little unfortunate. So besides a fireball, what do? We can play a Sorcerer's Apprentice and then not much else. Effigy, I guess. Effigy could work. Sorcerer's Apprentice into Fireball into Effigy. Alternatively, we could... There's no turn... There's no way I'm not fireballing the Cold Master, is there? No, there isn't. So that seems like the most tempo. So let's use all these good cards in efficient ways. I'm okay with that. We need to recoup some tempo, otherwise we're dead in 2 turns. So let's see what we get here. We could get a decent 2-drop. What would be a 2-drop I would like here? Suppose he trades in the 2-2. I would like a Totem Golem. Yeah, how about a Totem Golem here? Or perhaps... let's see. Oh, well, it's not the worst one. It's not the best one by far, but I'll take whatever I can get. That means I can ping that one down in 2 turns. I can fireball a Yeti here. Still taking 6 damage each turn. That's quite a lot. Little awkward still. We may have to fireball and that seems terrible. No, I don't think we can do that. But we don't have a lot of great options, to be fair here. We may just have to hero power and fireball. That seems awful. Taking 7 damage? Maybe what we have to do. That may just be what we have to do. So either we hero power this one and commit ourselves to hero powering that one next turn, or we take down the 1/1. I guess we take down the 1/1. We don't want to be hero powering next turn. Even if it means we are taking a bit more damage in the long run. Would this game have been better if we kept the Water Elemental? I don't think it would have made a lot of difference, to be fair here. Might have given us something to do on the earlier turns, though. Yeah, that might be a thing. I pretty much need a Flame Strike here, or I'm dead. You are not a Flame Strike, sir. I can't help but notice. Let me think about this. We can Flame Lens and Polymorph, and then we're taking 4. Is that the best we can do? Doesn't seem like a great idea. What else can we get? We can get a Frost Nova from the Conjurer. Is that our best bet? It might be a better bet than using a Polymorph and a Flame Lens, because he still has 5 damage on the field. I don't see us surviving that.
You want it?
Sure, let's go grab a Frost Nova. That's not a Frost Nova, but it's something. Do we want to take the risk with a Flame Cannon? Yes? Maybe? I'll try. Do we ping first? No. No. If it's one of the middle ones, then... Yeah, if it hit one of the middle ones, we would still be dead. We would still be dead. I couldn't take that one. I should have taken the mirror image. But yeah, that mulligan was terrible. I'll absolutely blame that on the mulligan. There wasn't much we could do. And this goes to show the importance of 2-drops. I'm facing an opponent that actually has a curve. That's painful. Using all these fireballs on the 4-drops doesn't feel that good. Yeah, and maybe things could have been different if we actually used the fireball on the 3-mana minion. That could have been a difference. I don't remember what other card I used. Kind of a problem. We have a 2, we have a 3, we have some options. I think I'll keep this. Especially when we're 4 and 2, I feel pretty good about this hand. Sure.
Well met.
Sure. If we had drawn a Fel Reaver at any point in last game, we could have been in a completely different spot. That would have forced some awkward trades for him, I think. Playing a 2-3? Yep, playing a 2-3. I've got enough late game in this deck that I shouldn't need to worry too much about this thing getting eaten by a coined 3-4 or something. And anything but a 4 health 3-drop I can actually torch, so that's not horrible. Yeah, and I feel pretty good about torching this. Sure. No sweat off my brow. Next turn. What's gonna happen next turn? We can just play a 4-mana 4/4. That's not terrible. 4-mana 4/4 seems a bit less appealing right now. How about Sorcerer's Apprentice Ping? That also seems weak. I think it's actually going to be Argent Horse Rider Face. Because I would be happy trading either of those minions into, yeah, It's the only one that makes sense against the Jungle Panther. Seems really strange. Because it's a fast card, and you don't want to play fast cards in a slow way, but I think not giving him a good trade with his Panther is going to be important. We don't have a great answer if he plays a big thing, though. That is slightly awkward. Well, our answer to a big minion could be a Fell Reaver. Not sure about that, though. We could just Sorcerer's Apprentice and the Ruby and Prophet, and I guess that would be fine. That is also not a great answer right now. It does make me more inclined to play the Fell Reaver here, because a likely answer for him would just be to slam his face. Oh, that's not something you want to do right now. Okay, that makes me feel a whole lot better about not playing too efficiently here. Because that is basically a freebie, and I'll take it. Let's think about this. Spellslinger or Prophet? I guess Prophet can still be pretty good next turn, and if he kills, suppose he kills the Spellslinger and then Consecrates, I would still feel pretty good about myself, right? Oh, I did not mean to click there. Yeah, sure.
Dead or alive.
And the Prophet is going to be better in the future, I think. Did I need to play the Apprentice here? No. But it might attract some attention from my other minions and increases the chance that I'm actually able to deal with whatever he plays right now. So that's still okay. If he Consecrates, then I'm okay with that. If he plays it slow like this, then certainly. I'm a little scared because his deck looks to be better than his skill so far. No offense, dear opponent, but... So we can still... We are likely to trade the Apprentice in, to be honest. Do we still have a decent play? We could... no, not really. We don't... Well, we could Hero Power and a Ruby and Prophet, which is not awful. Don't feel too good about that. We could Dragon Breath and Hero Power. How's that? That actually leaves us with a reasonable board. And doesn't have us trade in the Apprentice, which is actually pretty good. I think I'll go with that, even though... Yeah, our board is just not good enough to take it. To be trading here. I think it's okay. I couldn't do that the other way around, unfortunately, because the Divine Shield would go onto the Tomb Spider, which would force me to trade in a minion again. I could trade and then ping the little one, not play the Dragon's Breath, but then I would only have a 4/4 in exchange for my Sorcerer's Apprentice, and I think with a Fireball and a Flame Strike in hand, I would rather have a pretty good minion. I'll go with that. Next question, do I Fireball this? That's a great question, sir, and I'm glad you asked. Maybe we just ignore this one. How about we just ignore this one? And play a 4/4.
What to do?
We could still Fireball it, actually. I don't feel too bad about fireballing here, but the average 4-drop will still require us to trade in the Apprentice and ping it, right? But what if... I guess if the average 4-drop still requires us to do that, we might as well do it first. So we can actually fireball that and play this. Alright. If I did that the other way around, I wouldn't have been able to do that, and that Water Elemental could have really ruined things. Kind of running low on cards, which is a little unfortunate, but we are making a pretty good case for killing our opponent pretty quickly, especially if we find our Pyroblast in the next few turns. So that could be a thing. I could trade in here. I don't feel too good about that. Would allow me to Fell Reaver, actually. Alternatively, I could go face. Perhaps Spellslinger, Mirror Entity, Hero Power, face. I kind of like that. Let's see what we get with the Spellslinger here. Well, that gives us even more of an excuse to go face here, I guess. So let's go for this. He has to kill off... Well, he has to kill off the 3-4 at the very least. Either the 3-4 or the 4-4 he needs to kill. That's not going to be very hard. But it would also... This is still lethal. And he would have to deal with whatever minion he plays himself right now. Unless, of course, it's something like a Bog Creeper, which would require... Well, that does give me a Bog Creeper, so I suppose that's good. Okay, he's playing around Mirror Entity, but that doesn't necessarily help him right now, because he still has to deal with most of this stuff. With at least one minion here. Well, sure. I'm not sure that's the effect you were hoping to achieve here. Did he get a spare part from anything and I didn't notice? I don't think so. Alright. Yeah, I kind of feel a little sorry for that guy. I don't think he was entirely aware of how good his deck was. But yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I hope I didn't knock him out with that one. But actually him being up to 4 wins, I don't want to be derogatory, but there were definitely some points that I think I could have improved on. Alright, 5-2. Let's give it one more game, and if we don't lose this one, I'm going to call it for this episode, I think.
You asked for it.
It's a curve. I'm not keeping these, though. I think I want something to play... Do I even keep a 3? There's... Yeah, sure. If I get another 2, then I'm glad I kept the 3. If I get a 4, then I'm not going to need the 3. That is a curve. I don't think I want to play the Fel Reaver that early. And that opener is a little problematic. Why do I keep drawing you on the very first turn? You're going to be quite an awkward... Well, it's only a one turn delay. I don't think I can coin the Crocodile here. Because I will have nothing to do on the next turn. There could be an argument for it, but if I don't get a 2-drop, then I'll be pretty sad. I will be pretty sad if that happens. Croc is not unreasonable here. It trades for both of the minions, so if that's going to be your plan, then I think I'm okay with that. It's a little scary leaving the Paladin with minions on the table, but if this is the final result, then I'm pretty satisfied. So... There's no way I'm playing anything and pinging that down. But coining out a 4-drop... What do I do next turn if I coin a 4 right now? I don't have anything that costs 4 next turn. I could still do the Nerubian, which won't be terrible. But I don't mind taking it a little slower. Then I can make a pretty nice turn with the coin and the Nerubian now in the future. I wouldn't have been too sad about playing the Water Elemental here, mind you, but how to deal with that thing? Well, if it's going out of control, I can still polymorph it. Would feel a little bad about that though. How about a Water Elemental here? Perhaps just a Fel Reaver. It seems a bit greedy. Does deal with that neatly, and I can't say the same thing about the about the water elemental. I think I have to grab control of the board before I do that, though. If that gains attack, it becomes 5. That's fine. I'll coin this one. I still have the opportunity to polymorph it next turn, although I kinda don't want to, but even if she slams it into the 2/3 here, then the 6/6 still survives. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Joust. That's a little bad, but she doesn't have a great way to utilize that right away. And that is a little annoying. It does give her a 5/3, but doesn't seem particularly efficient with what we have on the board right now. I might take a little damage, but that's okay. I haven't taken too much damage yet, so I'm fine with this situation. Could play... Again, could play File Reaver. But I think I'll go for the Jinny here. Like the Healbot, it requires both the minion and the charge of the weapon. And I think that's a decent enough trade right now. If she has to use her attack and trade the minion in, then I think I'm okay with that. I can't deal with the minion right now except that I polymorph it, and I don't think that's a winning play. Alright. As kind of expected. So I'm okay with that. Snake is a little annoying, I'll admit. Let's see what we do about that. Might just have to trade the 6/3 in. Which is a little unfortunate, but I think I'm still okay with that. And then play the Faceless Summoner, or... Yeah, I get to play a free Nerubian next turn, so... That is probably going to be more worthwhile. I could just go face and force the trade. Does give her the option to trade into one of my other minions, though. So in that case I would likely want to Spellslinger, ping down this one. That's actually not awful. If I Spellslinger and ping a Nerubian? Is that better? Well, it does deal some amount of damage to face. So I guess I'm okay with that, actually. Might look a little odd here. Oh, and I like this. I like that a lot. She has to attack with a weapon first now. So that wastes a weapon, or it wastes a snake. And either one of those situations is pretty good. Oh, it wastes the Seal of Light. I don't hate that either. That is more than I expected. And I'm still okay with this trade here. Right. Yeah, let's check for Noble Sacrifice first. And be careful with what we summon right now. I guess the Prophet is fine. Prophet seems fine to have reduced to one attack. 1 health, I mean. And that doesn't seem to be the case. So in that case, Faceless Summoner, get wrecked by Mind Control tech, I guess. That's just going to be a thing that happens. Oh, equality into Consecrate even? Well... Yeah. I guess that happens sometimes. I guess that sometimes that happens in Arena. Not much you can do about that. Water Elemental plus Hero Power seems... I'm not going to Hero Power that down. If it's Redemption, that's pretty sweet though. Also prevents the Avenge for next turn. But if it's going to happen on something big, then I think I'm still fine with it. Or is it time to go for Fel Reaver? I don't think it's time to go for Fel Reaver yet. It is a bit more efficient, but I think I still like this enough. It's not Competitive Spirit, so it's either Avenge or Redemption at this point. Or I guess... No, even alright, well that is pretty good for you. Well played. Well played, my lady.
Mine! Oh, mine! Tazdingo!
That deals with the board quite nicely, I will admit, but we've got some decent options here, I'd say. A little worried about the Avenge, but I guess we can freeze whatever gets avenged, right? Alright, we can polymorph. It's going to be a little awkward regardless. How about we fireball? Then we at least get to play something. And freeze something. I think I like that. Water Elemental can still kill the other thing, so Avenge comes here. That was the likely outcome. Is that still going to be the plan? We can trade into one of these guys. I guess delaying the card draw is kind of beneficial. But I think I'll go for this one. This way the Water Elemental gets a trade for both, so that's good enough, I'd say. That Equality Consecrate was really unfortunate though. Should you play around? No, I don't think you play around Equality and Consecrate, no. That seems kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Warbot is a good one though. Do I polymorph that? Don't know. Don't know about that. I think I do. Sure. No, she did just get a spare part, right? I guess that means I can't Fel Reaver yet. That's gonna suck. That is gonna suck. And I guess this is okay still. I can't really Fel Reaver yet if I know she has a spare part. It's kind of the problem. Might be tempted to use it this turn though. I don't think so. So I will play the Fel Reaver next turn. Most probably, but I guess that's okay. Do I trade in? I could trade in the Toad here. Seems like a decent plan. I could also take the freebie, which is not the worst idea. I guess that leaves the Toad alive. Does make me vulnerable against Consecrate, but I guess that's okay.
Battle commencing.
I'll take the freebie. Let's go. Let's go, my lady. If she has an Eldor, then at least she's going to pay the premium price for it. That's something. I won't follow your rules, Miss Paladin. Let's see what you got. Something like a King's. Seal of Champions, alright. That's a pretty big thing. But I'm not sure... Oh my. Oh, no equality, so that's still good enough. I don't have lethal, but I don't have... I think this is going to be my last card. Alright, well, I do have 11, 12, 12 and 4. I have almost lethal. Almost is not quite good enough, though. So I guess this always happens. I guess this always happens. And everything else is going face. There we go. Do your worst. Even Consecrate kills her. Even Consecrate kills her. Is that going to be all? Because that does not seem like the play you would want to make here. Well, congratulations, I don't have a deck anymore.
Your win, friend. I concede.
Congratulations. Alright, well, not as good as I may have hoped yet, but let's hope to get at least one more win in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.